What is happening, everybody? I hope you're all well, and welcome on back to Dragon Age Inquisition. As always, if you're new here or haven't yet, please do subscribe, leave a like and a comment, and of course, if you want to catch up on the rest of the Let's Play so far, go ahead and check the description. I'll have the whole playlist down there in order for everybody. So, I did tell a little lie yesterday. I told you I wasn't going to craft armor. Well, I absolutely did. So here's a look at our new stats. We finished at 67% crit chance, now we're at 71. When we finally get that Artificer perk for the +5, that'll put us at 76. We're at 86% crit damage. I did go ahead and take care of everybody's level up, so I'll show that in a second, but this is what I made. I made this cool little hunting coat. I think it looks really good. It has on it 30 cunning, which is where that extra crit chance is coming from, 14 melee defense, and 16 range defense. We didn't put a sigil on it, because a lot of the ones that I had weren't what I wanted. Sigils for armor is a lot different than the runes for weapons. They usually come with a debuff as well as a buff, and I just wasn't comfortable taking the gigantic hits to our defenses and things like that.
I have the supplies you were waiting for right here.
Now that I have my recipes back, I'll be able to concoct a bait the High Dragon cannot resist. I have most of what I need, but I still need to gather quillback intestines and a phoenix's tail feather.
What does he know about dragons? We'll find out a little.
I'd be interested in hearing more about that.
Oh, they are.
We are hopefully going to be hunting one down this episode.
Thought extinct for centuries. Now they seem to be making a comeback.
Love the way this code floats in the wind.
Extensively on breeding and nesting behavior, but high dragon hunting patterns have never been studied. I would be most interested if you come across any Gurn corpses that might be victims of dragon attacks.
I can keep my eye out.
We'll have to speak some other time.
Alright, so we need hunting patterns, and we need a phoenix tail. All the hunting patterns and all that stuff is going to be all strewn around here. What is this? Memories of the Grey. Okay, well, we're right here, so let's go clean this stuff out. We'll test our new build. The bow that I have is giving us a +20 damage to living creatures. And then with Cassandra, I put her skill point in the Templar tree, which gives the entire party 10% damage buff to demons. So when we're closing rifts and stuff, we'll have a flat 10% damage boost on all that stuff. And eventually I'm probably going to get her Blessed Blades, which will just stack on another 10%. So it'll be 20% damage buff to things like that whenever we're doing what we're doing. It's a bar, I guess. But we'll check it out. Hitting almost 400, or we are hitting 400 when we crit. This should absolutely explode him here. Yeah. Yeah, a leaping shot absolutely explodes people. Get all his Barghest goodies done. My elemental mine didn't really do as much as I would have wanted it to do though. Spike trap, it's not elemental mines yet. But we'll give it another couple tries. We need it to go down the tree anyway, so we didn't waste a point on it, but I can just take that off for something else if I don't like the way that plays out in practice. Are you a phoenix or are you another Barghest? I think that's another Barghest. Sen's left you. Yeah, you can already see where the chunkiness has come into play here. That's the spike trap explosion that we were looking for. I think it'll be okay. I think it'll be okay to keep that in rotation, although I will say I would prefer to have leap and shot where it's supposed to be. Let's do it like that instead. Yep, insta combo burst. Like I said, a lot spicier now that we did what we did. Almost 400 every auto attack is pretty cool too. I mean, you see the insane numbers there. Man, when I get the... Can I auto attack this thing? What am I doing? There we go. You wouldn't attack. When I get the perk that gives me my cooldowns back when I crit, with how often I'm critting now, that is going to be insane and absurd. The Memory of the Grey up here for Blackwall. We don't have him with us, unfortunately. I forgot to tag him in real quick, but it's not that big of a deal. And we got a rift in here too. See how my damage buff against demons works. Invis real quick, make sure everything is pulled aggro elsewhere. And now we'll disrupt the rift from behind. I'm gonna walk my trap in like this. Oh. I see him, but he was all the way over here. Hit him with the lucky number 2. And now our camo is up and ready for the next phase. We'll let our friends just mess around. Make sure everything is aggroed where I want it to be. Exactly like that. Trap. Rotate that into throwing blades, into explosive shot, and cycle that all the way back into leaping shot. And as you can see, now it is ridiculous. So, demon would like to play with me. God, I love Artificer. Look how fast my cooldown comes back. You seeing that? It is insane. We can just do whatever we want with the battlefield at this point. Every single ability is just constantly off cooldown with Artificer. It creates so much fun. I think what we're looking for is up on the top of that one, but I'll check up here too. I was wrong, there was a Warden sword here.
Would have liked to have been here for this.
He would have. We can still give it to him back at Skyhold. I guess this was an old Warden outpost that got overtook at some point. Hopefully by the Blight and not by Tevinter's. That right there is actually where we're going for our Warden quest. Above my character said. Grey whiskey. Right wine. The whiskey that they drink when they go through the joining. I think I could have used some of that in Origins. Take a little sip. And I guess we'll go down here and close this rift. And then we can make a start on hunting patterns. And hopefully, in the meantime, we'll run into a quillback for the intestines. I do already have one intestine, I think. I think just one. But we do have one from the quillbacks I've already killed in the meantime. Running around when we were trying to get the Artificer perk. Didn't worry about that, I could just hop around. But if we run into them while we're doing the hunting patterns, then maybe we can just go straight into the dragon fight. Which I'm excited for. That dragon fight might be a little chaotic. I didn't craft anything for the rest of my companions. I spruced myself up, but they're still kind of using the basics. So, the dragon fight could be pretty interesting. We should be fine. I don't want to big it up too much and then just go in there and absolutely annihilate it, right? But could be interesting. Instant cooldown on that. Just no effect on my cooldowns whatsoever. There's my party. Welcome to the Thunderdome. We are now in straight up YoYo of death territory. Everybody's aggroed somewhere. They're all doing the thing. God, I love this build. I can actually showcase it to you guys now. I have a tier 2 bow in the Artificer skill tree. Now I get to show you why I was bigging this thing up the whole first 30 episodes of the Let's Play. So if you have been following along and leveling yourself up with me, welcome to Godhood. Welcome to the real shit show for the enemies of the Inquisition.
The approach seems to be recovering from the old blight.
Blights scar all they touch. To see wildlife thriving here, it is deeply unexpected.
Here's one of the hunting patterns.
These should certainly get a dragon's attention.
Oh, we still need the intestines, though. I'm just gonna work my way down the left side here. Hopefully we run into some coolbacks. If we don't, it's not the end of the world. We also need a phoenix, but a phoenix, I know where they spawn, so that's not that big of a deal. Can I hit you with, like, something to get your attention? There we go. That'll stop him. If you hit him with something, they'll stop for a second, and it lets you catch up to them a little. Oh, hell no. That's my quarry. Oh, that's awkward. He missed. There we go. Okay, pop off. He tried to leap and shot me. With my ability. Go to sleep. Let's show him how it's done real quick. Right, so here, I guess we're just gonna kill both. While they're distracted, hit them with an explosive shot. Up our mine. Jump out. Back with drone blades. Cycle that back into jumping in. Cycle the drone blades. Everything's sundered 24/7. And that would be the death of everything on screen. Upper coolback spines. No intestines. Unfortunately. Except Vivian. Yeah, the phoenixes spawn where we got the fog taken care of. That's where the phoenixes spawn, so I'm not too worried about the phoenix stuff. I almost was about to try and hook and tackle that, but that's our own camp. But I should be able to get the phoenix tail, no big deal. Oh, and here's what we built to get the smoke out of the way. We built this thing over it to siphon it out and filter it. Death Drink Springs. And according to this big search bar, phoenixes will spawn down there. I think we just already saw one. Yeah, here it is. That's the death of that. And there's the tail feather. But before we go too far into that, let's do hunting patterns too while we're here. No reason not to. We're already present. I'm not going to go too far down there, because all that stuff is things that I want to get after we take this. But I'm going to pause on that stuff. We definitely have time to kill the dragon today. We're only 13 minutes deep. Yeah, this is another keep for the Inquisition right there, but unfortunately right now, the Vinters have it. Warden Commander Tesoro, slayer of over 100 genlocks, gave her life in defense of the Abyssal Rift at the start of the long night of the Second Blight in the Grey Warden Archives at Weishaupt. Something honoring the wardens that fell. I guess this place, the Western Approach, I guess it has a lot of warden history here. Catch me. Stop all that aggro. Make sure you're all fighting my people. And now we can just blow their backs out. Put a mine on his forehead. Jump out. Flag on the throne blades. My invis didn't work right there. So quick. Drop that down pre. Make sure everybody's looking somewhere where it isn't me. And his forehead. I mean, look at this. Look how nuts this is. When I make I could probably, at this point, I probably could already make the build video. Because we're functional now, but it gets better than that, believe it or not. So, that's not as chunky as we will become. That's just like the beginning. It will be much more chunky as time progresses. But I could probably already do it, because the main concept here is like, close gap, shred crits to get all your cooldowns back. This sunders everything, and then if you wanted to do the most damage with the best uptime, you would go right back into hook and tackle, right back into the 12 shot, right back into the sunder. You just do that over and over and over again, because this keeps them sundered, so this does more damage, and this is just flavor to bounce around like a crackhead. But all this other stuff is just things we put in there for fun, right? You don't need any of that. None of that's necessary. The hook and tackle with the leap and shot into throwing knives is where the magic happens. But there will be some fun things to do when we get elemental mines and things like that. I'll play around with a lot of the other stuff just to make the battlefield more shiny and have more effects going on around the screen. I think it's fun to watch things explode, so I will build for that. Elemental mines aren't bad. The spike trap's not bad either. It's not doing like a chungo amount of damage like you would want, but it serves a better purpose than caltrops, I think. If you wanted to be even more nuts about it, you could probably invest into the poison weaponry. And then you can poison things as well as sundering things, and it would just stack more on more, but it takes a lot of effort to sit there and constantly reproc poison weapons. Elegantly written note. Gentlemen, your mistakes are beginning to distress me. I told you to take the equipment and leave the research team alive. Perhaps you don't know the difference between life and death. If you cock this up again, I'll be happy to demonstrate the distinction for you in detail. Thedas. That's where to throw in somebody's head. Aggro, throwing blades, right into hook and tackle again. And they didn't even survive the second cycle. Max difficulty with all the trials on. Which is why I was saying, welcome to the Thunderdome, enemies of the Inquisition. Oh, going back to Frederick. I am interested to see how easy this dragon fight will be. Because if it goes super well, then I can probably go back to the hinterlands and take care of our red lyrium down there. It is an abyssal high dragon, so I think the play here would be to go with the fire resistance. But Cassandra, my mages shouldn't take too much heat from this thing, so...
What was that? Oh, my fellow researcher. What can I do for you?
Got you goodies.
I've spotted several dragon signs around the approach.
Most excellent, my friend. I don't suppose you noted the wound pattern? No matter, I'll look into that later. Andrast is mercy. From what I can tell, the dragon has been moving east and will be scouring the wastes next. Naturally, the dragon's hunting ground is full of miscreants, White Claw raiders. They've covered the area in traps for maker-only-knows reasons. Quite a mess.
And would you like me to take care of the traps too? They're obviously trying to catch the dragon.
One tail feather and one
The Magister wants it for something.
as requested.
My friend, you are invaluable. I will certainly note your assistance in my monograph on the High Dragon. I will attempt to lure her out as soon as my background research is complete. Mistakes could be deadly. The ancient Tevinters wrote volumes on the study of dragons. I believe they had a laboratory in this desert. If only their work had not been lost. Truly, the Blights set the field of draconology back centuries. Deplorable.
Deplorable indeed. I imagine we're gonna go get that dragon research, right? Traps destroyed, and we need to find some manuscripts. So the traps are down this ways, and then the manuscripts will be from the temple, I think. I think that's from the temple, so maybe we'll go hit up the temple next. Look. Is that where that is from? Yes, it is. Yep, manuscript on some authority is through this temple, which gets us a quarry and memories of the Grey and some unfinished business for the Seeker. So we'll go do that after I take care of these traps. This one can be kind of an ass to do, actually. This has taken me a while before trying to find all the traps they've laid out here. See how the legendary Barghest holds up. Fantastically. Ah, these are the traps. Okay, so that's what they look like. It's like bear traps with cow shit in it. I guess you would describe that as. But there's a bunch of them, and they're all scattered around this big circular zone. The game doesn't really help you figure out where they're at. They do show up on scan, luckily, but still, when it's an area this big, that doesn't really help you with much. Oh, we got some wire claws down there. Okay, that's the second one. Got off these guys real quick. He's paralyzed from mine enough. Bye. Let me forget about you. You see, now I have so much confidence to take side paths because it'll be like a matter of seconds until we're done with whatever side path fight I got into. We're on what? 2 out of 5. This looks like another one. Yep, I can see the cow dung. I usually get stuck on this quest at like 4 out of 5, which would be right now. So we'll see if I manage to find this last one or not. There it is, we got it. That was very pain-free.
The men who said these will come for us.
Hopefully. What if I come for them, Cassandra? Off their foreheads. It totally didn't even need to do that. That's that, and I don't even think we took a blow. Which is the other beauty of this build, is every single time you do generate all that threat with the massive damage, you immediately retreat into stealth, which drops all of it. But nothing will ever aggro to you in this build too, so as long as you have a good tank, you can just literally have sex with like every enemy you ever face. And we got a level up there actually, so let's go ahead and get more juice out of the Artificer tree. You throw an assortment of different traps in front of you, applying different elemental effects to enemies that come into range. 50% weapon damage per mine, fire damage, 50% damage per second. And the shock duration is 8 seconds, and the cooldown time is 22 seconds. But, with all of our little goodies that we have going on here, it won't actually take that long to come back. So we'll replace these, we'll swap these around, because I'll try elemental mines next. Do I have a ring for elemental mine? I do not, just for a spike trap. But now that I'm looking at what the spike trap does, I actually would like my throwing blades knife back anyways, or ring, not knife. And leaf and shot, perfect. And then we get to try elemental mines out whenever we run into the next unfortunate soul that wants to fight with us. Oh, let's track that. And then we'll... what are we on? 25 minutes? Let's go back here and turn this in. And I guess we'll call this one early so that I can do that time temple thing by itself. I don't think 25 minutes in is enough time to get through that. Maybe, we'll see.
Of course, Duran's theory of high dragon behavior is absurd, but... Oh, yes? Did you need something?
The raiders are no longer in the way.
I've made note of the appropriate spots in the wastes for you to place lures. I must locate my supplies to create the bait. Then we can proceed.
Well, you need your book first, right?
We'll have to speak some other time.
He needs his How to Train Your Dragon book before we get to any of that. Which is right there. The best way to get there is from this camp and then loop left. And then it'll take us around to a lot of the other quests we have to do too, so... Works out quite nicely, I think. You're right here, I think. Yes. Because it doesn't really make sense. We're in like a barren desert with green trees, right? So, looking at this, and everything we have to do here, we'll do the entryway fight with this place, and then we'll call it, but I will break into the place. It seems fair. Manifest, second shipment of artifacts for Griffin Wing Keep, 3 staves, properties unknown, 1 vessel for bloodletting, 6 damaged tomes of varying degrees of legibility, remains of Illyrium Censer. Deliver to the keep at once. Service will see the more functional items passed on to Calpurnia. Obviously they have the item for bloodletting because of Inter and blood magic. Are you all stuck out here? Is that why you're here? Let's see what elemental mines do. Well, elemental mines actually really hurt my cooldown, but get it back right away. Takes care of them. Didn't find the book, the mosaic piece. Yes, it is. Part of the Archdemon. So I'm pretty sure the Dragon Slaying Tome is in there. I think. I suppose that'll be a pretty good test for our build going in there. It's so hard to decide where it is because of how big this circle is, but there's no way it's out in the boondocks here. It has to be in this temple, so... Yeah, I think I'm going to wrap it on up here and we can make this temple its own thing, because this place does get a little spicy. It'll take us a while, I think. So, thanks for watching, everybody. As always, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like and a comment on your way out, and I will see you soon with more Dragon Age Inquisition. Take care, everybody. Have a great day. Peace.